Dear Max, this is what a bris looked like in 1988.
Why?
That is a spread of bagels and whitefish. That's your grandma and grandpa. The guy with the scalpel is called a moil. And that's me, your dad. Bris, or Brit Milah, is the Hebrew word for circumcision ritual. But that's not what all this is about. It's about the bagels, and grandma and grandpa. It's basically a big party. This is your bris, November 2020. There's no COVID vaccine yet. No bagels, no wisecracking, no family or friends. Just me, your mom, a stranger in PPE, and one very small, very helpless baby. 9 months earlier, when your mom told me that we were having a boy, your circumcision was not the first thing that came to my mind. Or the second, or the fifth, or the 79th. Maybe it's because I never really even thought that it was a decision. Ever since Abraham, Jews have been getting brises. But when it finally came time to either plan yours or not, your mom asked me to be the one to decide. I had previously taken all of this for granted, but now it paralyzed me with indecision. Was I really going to inflict such outlandish barbarity on another human being? Imposing not just physical pain, but permanently forcing an identity on someone who can't speak for themselves? Someone who I began to love even before he was born. The bris became a symbol for everything anti-modern, anti-intellectual, anti-choice. So I did a little research, and as far as I could tell, here are the reasons for you to give your son a bris. To give him a sense of belonging in a 4,000-year-old club, to honor the sacrifices that your ancestors made, because there's some evidence of the medical benefits of circumcision, because you prefer that your son's penis looks familiar, and because God/your grandparents told you to do it. Here are the main arguments to not give your son a bris. Because you're really not down with mutilation, the absolutely unbearable thought of bringing harm upon a loved one, and a growing movement that advocates preserving the sanctity of the male body. For a circumcision to be a bris, it has to be 8 days after you're born. So by design, this is a decision for me to make now, not for you to make later. Giving you a bris isn't just about giving you everything in that pros column. It's also about not actively denying you what's in that column. Being a parent means actively shaping your child's identity before they're able to say what they want that identity to be. I imagine this choice was actually easier for Abraham. When an angel shows up and commands you to do something, you listen. Even when there's a room full of people there to support you, you just go with the flow. It's a lot harder when nobody's watching. It must have been bad enough for your grandma and grandpa to watch this happen to me back in 1988. But in that empty room, at the peak of COVID, there was nothing to distract me and your mom from your pain. You were bleeding, we were crying, and everyone on Zoom was nauseous. There isn't a close second. It was the worst day of my life, not to mention your life. I'm so sorry that I brought pain on you and your mom. I wouldn't do it this way again. I'm not sure I would even do it again at all. But do I regret it? Honestly, I'm just as conflicted as before. I'm happy that you have everything a bris gives you, even though I'm also upset about what this has taken away. I'm pretty sure we all have at least a little bit of PTSD, but I'm glad that there wasn't a bagel spread or corny jokes to distract us. I made a choice that meant that you would suffer. But in that empty dining room, believe me when I say that your mom and I suffered right alongside you. And I came away that day having learned something important, which is the same thing that I hope that you learn when you're old enough to watch this, which is that choices, just like identities, are what you make of them. Because even though you weren't able to pick your bat, you can choose how to swing it.